Hi, I'm Avery Davidson.
And I'm Kristen Oaks-White. Thank you for joining us for This Week in Louisiana Agriculture. Well, the United States government is reopening. The longest government shutdown in history ended after the Senate approved a spending measure that funds agencies through January 30th of next year.
Included in the Senate measure were extensions to Farm Bill programs, $30 billion for the Commodity Credit Corporation, and funding for the USDA through September 30th of next year. All good news for agriculture.
On this vote, the ayes are 60, the nays are 40. The bill as amended is passed.
On this vote, the yeas are 222, the nays are 209. The bill is passed. The motion is adopted.
With those two votes, Congress reopened the federal government after a record-setting shutdown.
Very excited to see Congress move forward and getting things back rolling, and we have a lot of things coming through this package that we think will help moving forward, or at least set the table for better things to come. But ultimately, just the basic functions of having people in offices to answer questions and process programs is key number one.
Louisiana Farm Bureau Public Policy Director Andy Brown says funding the government will reopen USDA service centers to full staffing and allow bankers to issue government-backed crop loans.
We know a lot of those guaranteed loans, a lot of those government-assisted loans are going to be in high demand this year. So having less time to do that than normal is going to be a challenge, but the further this went, the tighter that window became, and so we're glad to see that it's going to open back up and things can start to flow through those offices.
That's the whole thing. You know, we've got to get some dollars into the farmers' hands so they can get it down to the bank, so that we can get that balance sheet, we can get it in a better position where we can take out the next loan. It's all about taking out the next loan so we can replant, and then we will be looking at what the planting intentions are. So right now, it'd be very difficult to get the planting intentions without knowing how many farmers are going to get the loan to replant. So all that's got to be working together.
Louisiana Commissioner of Agriculture and Forestry Dr. Mike Strain spoke about the shutdown ending at this meeting of the Baton Rouge Press Club. He says the continuing resolution funds most of the government through January 30th, but it funds USDA through September 30th of next year.
The agriculture appropriations section is funded for the remainder of a year, So the USDA and the FDA, their appropriations is there beyond December. So that's a very good thing. Now, in that, they also have a funding for those USDA provisions that expired with the expiration of the Farm Bill. So the Farm Bill's moving forward. Looks like we're going to have the funding and the policy for a year. So it looks like the majority of the, quote, skinny Farm Bill, right, then that is going to be in place for another year, and we have to then start on making that either more permanent or rolling it into when we redo the whole Farm Bill.
Brown says the continuing resolution also puts $30 billion into the Commodity Credit Corporation, a fund used in the past to get aid quickly into the hands of farmers and ranchers.
Nothing officially on the table in terms of what assistance is going to be or what could be, but we know that a huge tool for the Secretary in terms of any sort of immediate assistance or announcements had to be the CCC. So by replenishing that, you've opened up a lot more funds to her availability. We're hoping that that's going to be coupled with some other funds from somewhere. So we still have some asks of Congress to combine with that authority, with that replenishment that they gave the Secretary. And we're counting on Congress to not do this and head towards Christmas. You know, there's a lot of work still to be done between now and January to hopefully get Congress to join the executive branch in trying to support farmers and ranchers.
The Senate bill included $13.5 million to help ranchers buy electronic ID tags that would help them comply with disease traceability requirements.